Okay, guys, I'm just popping in here. I had a little technical issue. Can you guys see my screen? Or do I have to? Can you guys just give me a quick answer if you can see my screen or not? Talking about in the room? Okay, thank you. Okay, good. That didn't. All right, now I'll put myself on mute. All right, guys, I'm back. Well, the trade of the week, $1 a day, is RIDE, RIDE, considered live at 27.31. Okay, so it's about $1 above where it was considered live, but that is the trade of the week. The stop, again, these are designed for multi-day holds, maybe even multi-week holds, depending how well they trade. So the stop is 24.50. So it's well above the stop, of course. You want to wait for more of a pullback, that's fine, I guess, but that is the trade of the week. Guys, fuel cell is maybe trying to get back. Not maybe, it is trying to get back. Bounce off that 744. Again, I may get very interested if it gets over maybe this level here, 821 again, for my third entry into this. I'm completely out of it now. I am again toying with the idea of, depending how it finishes, maybe holding it. Well, I don't know if it's going to go up again. Am I thinking? I don't know. So I'm going to wait. I don't know. I'm just saying that if it does, I'm going to be prepared. You know, I've got an alert set way up here. I want to see if it takes out that 820 again. I mean, it's got so much room on that monthly chart, and I don't mind giving up 20 or 30 cents for something that can, keep really start to fill in that void. I don't know where it's going, but certainly for today, it's been a great trade. So I'm not anticipating anything. If it happens, it happens. I put my price alert in, and if it happens, it happens. If not, just move on. Okay, look at this one. Now, this is not an IPO. Definitely not an IPO. Obviously, a name change. OEG. Is this a pink sheeter? Not even a pink sheeter. Okay, so OEG. Look at the run it's had. 40%. Look at the volume. 12 million. Don't think I've really seen this one before. Mainly because, yeah, it's been under $1. Did close just over $1 on Friday, and now a continuation. OEG. Man. Now, this says a lifetime range is high, but my guess is that this is done, I don't know, this might be a symbol name change. At any rate, a great move, a great 3-day move. Double, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, double in 4 days. Look at fuel cell, guys. I mean, it is getting very interesting again. There's even a cross up right there. ADMA crossing above the 20 SMA at 773. Again, I'm not interested yet. Okay, I'm just going to exit this trade, show you how you do it. Just flatten. So I just highlighted JWEN, flattened it out of the position. Yeah, we talk about in real, yeah, he'll probably have his little script ready, but we talk about risking the same amount per trade dollar-wise. So for instance, and it'll depend on your account size. So if you have a $5,000 account, you're not going to risk $1,000 a trade. But let's just say you were risking $100 a trade. You get into something at $10, and based on the chart, you see a lot of support around $9.90, 10 cents away. So if you're willing to risk $100 on a trade, in theory, you could take 1,000 shares because your stop is 10 cents away. 1,000 times 10 cents, $100. That's how that works. So this is not a matter, I know a lot of people say, oh, I'll take 500 shares a trade or 100 shares a trade every trade. Really, that's not the way to do it. You should, in my opinion anyway, risk the same amount per trade. So if you lose on the trade, it's a manageable loss. You get out and you move on. But that involves knowing what your stop is on every single trade, like Real is saying. Every trade is not going to work, unfortunately, but it's fine, you know. I mean, you get a nice setup, something that you're used to trading. Or if you're new to trading, you know, you don't know what a good setup is. So that's why, you know, practice in our simulator. You can practice in our simulator and it'll, you know, you can kind of see, okay, what if I took this trade right here? I'll put the stop. In fact, let's do one just to show you how you do it. Look at Atro. Boy, this could be interesting going forward. I mean, this has surprised me a little bit. Remember earlier on, I mean, it just was doing nothing, but it's been inching up and up and up. Probably end up trading 1 million shares by the end of the day. More importantly, look at the void. You know, look left on that monthly chart. Look at that. Look at where it could go. So if I want, now you can do a lot of different things with our simulator. You can use it to take a trade right away, in other words, right at the price. Or you could also use it to say, you know what, I'd rather take it on a pullback. And you could do something like that. I'm going to show you how you can do that. Or you could say, you know what, if it takes out the high in the pre-market, I want to take the trade. Something like that. You know, so it's higher than the current price. Maybe breaking a resistance level that you think would be a good area. So let me do that. Let me show you how you can do that. We'll start off on a pullback. Let's just say we wanted to take this trade on a pullback to 1280. Right down to there, okay? Now I may not pull back, but watch. So if I want to take a couple hundred shares, so I put 1280 twice in these two boxes right here. and I click buy. And look what happens. So you see this blue line right here. So if this stock pulls back to 1280, it'll take 200 shares. Okay? And so that's a conditional buy order. Now I could have reversed it. I'll get rid of that, go to the orders, and I'm going to cancel that order. See how it disappears right in the chart. Now let's put a conditional buy order if it takes out the pre-market high as an example. So that's 1329. So the same principle. Put it in twice. Click buy. And now you see, it's hard to see up here, right here. Okay? There's the line. It's just out of the daily chart. But on the weekly chart, you can see right there, that blue line. So if it goes up to 1329, it'll take the trade. So I'm going to leave it in there. Let's see if it happens. And of course, I can always take a trade immediately if I want. So let's look at this one. I mean, look how nicely it's facing. Just to show you how you do it. So, and it's only a penny spread. I'll take 300 shares of OEG right at the market. It's only a penny spread, so why not? And there it is. Took it at 152, 153. Okay. Now, I'll put a stop right here. You know, it looks like a good place for a stop, but I will know this ahead of time. So let's try to make the math really easy here. Let's say that stop was right, you know, it's right here at 141, and I took the trade at 141. If I was willing to risk $100 on the trade, that I would have taken 1,000 shares. So I know what my stop is ahead of time. I know it was going to be about a dime away. So if I'm willing to risk $100 on the trade, I can take 1,000 shares. That's how that works. So I'm going to put a stop in, though, at 141. And you'll see it'll appear right on the chart. So now if this goes down to 141, it'll take me out for a $35 loss. And I can always put a target if I want. Let's put 2. And then that won't show up, unfortunately, on these charts because it's way up here. Okay, but you would have seen a red line up here, or a blue line, I guess. A blue line up here. I wonder if I can just... Well, let's see if it happens. Let's just see if it happens, okay? So I've got a conditional buy order for ATRO that may not get executed. And I'm in this OEG. This is all in the simulator. All part of our standard package, okay? If you don't care about auto trading at all, and if you're new, I would just, forget about auto trading if you're brand new. But if you don't care about auto trading, then all you need is our standard service to use our simulator. You do it exactly the same way as I just done it. Meanwhile, fuel cell, back up over 8. Clean energy. Clean energy actually had a nice week last week, and it's continuing. Clean energy having a nice week. Now, if I don't like this, I don't have to wait to get stopped out. If I don't like the way I'm trading, if I don't like the way it's trading, I can just go right to the alert, highlight it, and flatten it, get out of the trade. No, I don't think there's any specific news on fuel cell. I think it just was time for it to start to move. I don't think there's any specific news on it. It was just time for it to move. You know, like with the rest of the EVs, it had kind of lagged. You know, this pre-market is what got me and hopefully a lot of other people interested. It just started to move. There was no news, but you know, just lagging the overall EV sector. Yeah, there's no ideal. I don't use trailing stops like that. What I would do is, so you're in this trade, okay? OEG as an example, okay? So here's the stop I've got. Now, if this trade started to, and you can kind of see why I put it there. You know, it looks like there's decent support, you know, both on the 5-minute and the 2-minute chart. Let's just say for argument's sake, this really pops from here. I could raise my stop, you know, up to that level, you know, right on the chart. That's where I think, you know, now listen, if you've got a lot of trades open at the same time, I agree it might be difficult. But I mean, especially if you're new, you should not have that many trades open at the same time. But I would use the line on the chart as a trailing stop, putting it in areas on the chart that if it broke down through that support area, you should be out of the trade, as opposed to what I consider like sort of an artificial percentage trailing stop. I mean, what does a 1% trailing stop really mean? I mean, it's not based on anything other than, okay, I think I'd like to have a 1% trailing stop, or you know, a 15-cent trailing stop. Now listen, if you're in a lot of trades at the same time, yeah, I agree. It's, you know, a little more difficult, but you know, here, you know, you can, hopefully you can just sort of see. I mean, this is a great example. If this popped, say this got up to, you know, $1.70, I would just move my stop right up to here. You know, right where I bought it. So, you know, if I got, and that, so at the very worst, that would be a flat trade. There's a little $4 drop for XPEV. Yeah, the market, I mean, the market's been a little bit choppy. Look at the SPY. You know, look. I mean, look at the SPY and the 15-minute candles. I mean, this is pre-market. Market opens, kind of drift down, little pop, maybe starting to move down again. No, it's a little bit of a snooze now, but boy, I mean, the market for the first 2 hours of the day, I mean, this was just amazing how many great alerts we had and great percentage moves. Even last week, you know, or Dreamer, you pointed out. I mean, last week's trade of the week still didn't have to get out of it, not at all. You know, the trade of the week was Cliff CLF. You know, I pointed out that, I mean, it has room to this level up here, which is about 1050 to 1070. has room. Not saying it's going to get there, but I mean, at an 850, between an 8, best you could have done on that one was probably get it about 855, 860. Well, Zamo, that leads right into one of the, I haven't gone over this for a while, but one of the, if you click on the room drive icon up here, and my 4 rules for swing trading. This is just me, of course. Okay, so these are my 4 rules for swing trading if I'm going to swing trade something. So the first thing I'm doing, and that's why I have the daily, weekly, and the monthly chart always up, because everything I'm clicking on is either is making a new high on the positive side. Okay, so that's why when I click on an alert, that's why I'm looking at these higher time frames. So if you use this as an example, and this was a real chart. So first thing, I want to see a nice void. Well, obviously in this particular case, that is a huge void. You know, look at the, the next high looking left is way up here. Okay, so check. Next thing, where is the 200-day moving average? Now, I don't care if it's above. You know, some people say, well, it has to be, the price has to be above. I don't care if the 200 days above, but if it's far enough away, that's fine. So check. Next thing, I never, ever, ever hold through earnings. I don't care what I hear, what people are going to tell me. Yeah, but I never hold through earnings. So I check to see when a company has earnings. Okay, so I'm not going to hold. So if I can go check, 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 then I want to see the stock close near the high of the day. So if it does close near the high of the day, then I don't have to worry about today. For instance, if this happened, take a look at fuel cell. You know, what if fuel cell pulled all the way back down here, to $6? It still would be up by a ton. And in theory, it would still meet all the criteria. Big void, 200-day moving average is not an issue. It's not an earnings play. But then we have to worry about today's high. So that's why I want to have the stock close near the high. It doesn't have to be right at the bottom or right at the top, like to the penny, but close. Because then I don't have to worry about that. So then those are the four rules I've got if I'm going to swing something. So, if the fuel cell closes, in this area, or it could be even higher, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still only 147. So we've got a little over 2 hours for the market. Oh yeah, we've seen days like this for sure. Absolutely. Trade ideas, we've got, this is what trade ideas is good at. Finding these stocks that you'll never hear on CNBC. But plenty of volume also. I mean, some people say, yeah, but how liquid are they? Lots and lots and lots of, look at this. I mean, 177 million. This may trade the float. I was kind of kidding earlier, saying that was when it was at 90 odd million. I mean, this may trade the float. It's only 100 million away. So it's already put 100 million on, over 100 million, or a little less than 100 million, since I jokingly said maybe it'll trade the float. So lots and lots of liquidity. Having said all that, I'm not a big swing trader, but if I'm going to, though, these are the absolute rules that I have to follow. So if you're in YouTube and you want to take a screenshot of this, if you're interested, you can do that, because I can't post this in there. Otherwise, if you're in this trading room, you just have to go to that the folder, half open folder, and my four rules for swing trading. That'll go to a Word document, then you'll have it. I mean, this looks awfully nice even here. From that cross, the 2-minute cross for fuel cell, the 2-minute cross on that 2-minute chart, the 8 EMA crossing above the 20 SMA right at 773. And there's the imminent cross. There is the cross, actually in the 5-minute chart, 790-ish or so. We talk about crosses. This can start a nice, so a cross up. 8 EMA crossing above the 20 SMA. Doesn't matter the time frame. That can set up a long play. Look at PLTR, guys. Again, you know, we talked about this for a long time now. I mean, these are potential swings. I mean, this is another one. All-time high now. We've talked about this one probably for 3 weeks, maybe even 4, maybe around here. This is probably the 4th week we've been talking about this one. IPO did nothing for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Can't count. 5 weeks. And then all of a sudden, you know, on the beginning of this month, and look at this. That's a cannabis play, right? Psychedelic medicines. Yeah, not a lot of, not that there's anything wrong with it, just not a lot of pink sheet traders in the room. I mean, it's had a great run, no question, but not a lot of pink sheet traders. Does this trade, well, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, so this actually, okay, I shouldn't lump it into the rest of the pinks because this obviously trades on the Toronto Exchange too. So I shouldn't lump it in with the rest of the pink sheet stocks. It'd be nice if they got a listing on NASDAQ or something. But I'm not following it, no. Yeah, it'll definitely open itself up for more if it could get a you know, a better listing in the States, that MMEDF. There's a lot of people just won't trade pink sheet stocks. It's that simple. You guys are talking about PSNL. Yeah, nice bounce. No kidding. Nice bounce. Great bounce. All right, guys. Well, my only focus right now really is on fuel cell to see if it gets back over 8 with any oomph and maybe taking it. General Electric. Usually I shy away from stocks like this just because they have so much in the float, 8 billion in the float. But let's take a look. Let's have an open mind. So, I mean, I guess it has room, on the monthly chart, a lot of resistance around 1270. It's just that I just don't find them interesting enough for me. But, I mean, if you're looking to take this trade, be aware, where are you going to put your stop? Okay, now, first of all, are you talking about an intraday trade or are you talking about for a swing? Not a day trade. Okay. So, where are you going to put your stop? Because I see a lot of resistance around 1260. So if you took that trade right now, you'd be looking at about a 250, if it got up there, 250, right? So your stop has to be within, say, $1.25. Now, where would you put your stop? If you're looking for at least a 2-to-1 or a 1-for-2 risk reward? Or is that all mumbo jumbo to you? Because the most you can anticipate, listen, it may go through here, but you have to look at this and think, this 1250 could stop it. Okay? Well, when you say no, you would just hold it. What does that mean? Where are you going to put your stop if the trade works against you? Okay, but even if it's a long-term trade, you still have to have a stop. Like, what would you allow it to get to? What if it, because there's no guarantee it's going to move a penny higher than right now. Even if it's a long-term trade, you have to have a stop where you're going to get out. If you're just saying, well, I don't care, I'm just going to hold it for the rest of my life, then, I can't help you. I mean, there's obviously great support right here. It's around 6. The problem with that, by putting a stop way down there, is that if it does stall here, your risk reward isn't great. Now, you're going on the assumption though that it's going to take out 1260 no problem and keep moving. I mean, well, if you think it's going higher, then it's just not the way I mentally think. Okay, I look at this and say, okay, here's a lot of resistance where it could stall. So if I'm going to take this trade, where am I going to put my stop in case it works against me? But so consequently, I really can't, you're bound and determined that it's going to, keep going higher. So no, there isn't a burn. No. Yeah, Burn. One of the reasons is I mean they're involved in a lot of other support. Okay, they're not trading a lot during the day, so they're not what I will call they're more swing traders. Yeah, TANH. Now this is something that okay. So now it is through the 200 day. Somebody was talking about this one earlier. So it is now through the 200 day and really trying to and look at the volume coming in. Look at the volume coming into TANH, and it's a low float. I mean, a third of the float on this right here in this 15-minute candle, 17 million. This is interesting. I mean, if it really holds over this 200 day, this area, See if there's any. I don't see any specific news on it right now. What about plug? Wow. I mean, what can you say? I mean, there's the all-time high right up there, 26.16. So I mean, it's not that far. You know, if you believe in this whole EV sector and if this is going to be one of the leaders, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say exactly, but I mean, this has just been astonishing that the move this month, almost a double. Oh yeah, seen many days like this. Because, well, if you have trade ideas, you will. I mean, you know, some days are what I'm seeing a little more of over the last 3 weeks or so, and it's got nothing to do with COVID, in my opinion, because we're not looking at you know, this EV sector is just on fire. We've seen a lot of good trending plays. All right, a lot of times, you know, a month ago, 2 months ago, we'd see a plug that would move up and then down, take you out of the trade, then move up and down, take you out of the trade. We're seeing a lot more, in my opinion anyway, the things that we're watching, a lot more activity like this, giving you, you know, a good 30 minutes, 60 minutes to be in a trade on a nice, beautiful trend before you have to start thinking about getting out. So Lee, which one are you talking about? Put it at about 950. Which one are you talking about? I'm talking to somebody in the YouTube feed. Which one are you talking about? The 950. Oh, I see. You're probably talking about GE, right? Yeah, maybe around the low of last week. But this person, yeah, this person, you know, he's going to buy GE regardless, and not really have a stop. So yeah, man. I mean, I can't chase this one, but wow. Well, I can't remember who asked me earlier about TANH, and I said, well, let's, you know, if it takes out that 200 day, you might have something. And so far, it is taking that out. And look at the void, yeah, on top on a percentage basis. I believe, did they do a financing last week? Yeah, that was a financing. That's why it plunged on a financing. $10 million at $1.60, so it's above, right at that 200 day. Yeah, so the financing was done basically at the 200 day. Okay, okay, shoes. You take it. I wish you well. Well, this is really now. This is you know, shrugging off the financing now. It didn't on the day. It got down to 122, closed at 140, 140 or so. Can't quite tell. 141 or so. So it was below the financing price. And now it is popped through. No, this has been, oh, this is an ETF. I don't know how it snuck in here. I think I got rid of my ETFs because I was missing a couple, but I don't get too many ETFs in here. All right, let's take a look at the sectors now. Remember when we first looked at this, only gold and silver were down. And now all sectors are positive. All sectors, I don't mean here, but the Dow is positive, and I don't think it ever went negative. Nas at one point had moved down, was negative. But look at it. I mean, look at this move. This is a big move down actually for tech, and then it just popped right back up. And the SPY now is positive. It was flirting with that zero. So I'm sorry. So these are healthcare sector is even that starting to move higher. Gold and silver down. Utilities starting to come back a little bit, almost a flat. And then tech. Interesting that tech. It's interesting that the Qs are just slightly positive, especially with SMH and XLK down. So does that mean, how do I check if a stock is overweight or underweight without briefing subscription? Is that your question, Boston Trading Institute? I'm not sure. Are you talking about analysts' opinions, or whether or are you talking about RSI and all that? I mean, we have RSI filters, so are you using underweight and overweight, like overbought and underbought, or oversold? Oversold and overbought? Ooh, look at this. So it came right back down. Okay. I've never thought of it in those terms. I mean, obviously, every day we're aware of what the hot sectors are, the weak sectors are. So that's kind of the idea, is to focus on those sectors that are, really moving, either up or down. This PLTR, guys, boy, it is just basing beautifully. Look at this. I mean, look at this 15-minute chart. You can see that if we get some volume, it could just pop it. No, this has been a really quick day, fast day, for me anyway. See, this is the problem I got with this Mara GKK. I know it's a longer term hold, I get it. But why does it do this? It's all the way back almost down to 4. Looks like uh-oh, and then it just... Of course, I'm sure it's just tracking Bitcoin, GBTC. Yeah, look at this. I mean, just... CLSK. Lee in the YouTube feed talking about CLSK. Yeah, it's had some wild days, no question. I think for it on the monthly chart, look at that monthly chart, and the high right there is, well, 1514, 1398. I mean, you can just see that this one, if it can ever find its way through, say, 15, you know, I mean, look at the room it's got, and that's the CLSK. Well, anything is possible, but yeah, I mean, they got their IPO wasn't that long ago. A lot of fanfare, a lot of people watching this one. It was pretty bad actually for 5 weeks. Bad in that there was nothing, it didn't move at all. This was a direct to market IPO as opposed to going through the big, the Goldmans, etc. So that may have been the reason. I mean, why it just wasn't going to move. IDEX, this morning it certainly was alive. Not well. I don't see. I mean, maybe on the 2-minute, but yeah, not too much. I don't see too much. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll look at the 2-minute, but you know, I don't see anything extraordinary on the 5 or the 15 so far for IDEX. IDEX did hit almost 289. And it is in the sector. IDEX is in that EV sector. It's more of a financial services, but I mean, you have to wrap it up. The minute it says adoption of commercial electric vehicles, you may as well just put it in the sector. In fact, I'm not sure if it is there. Just give me a moment here. All right, I'm going to add that one then in the symbol list. So guys, in case you don't know, we do have an EV channel. Which I will show you in a minute here. Just give me a second. I want to make sure things are pinned. Yeah, considering it looked like they were going to go under shoes. That was the bankruptcy. But I have to say, we were there on Saturday and it was packed. So, I mean, that's one store in Vancouver, granted. But so we do have an EV sector channel. So if you click on New Channel Bar and just find the little car, there we go, EV related. So here are the EV related. And if you wanted to take one of them out, because you wanted to follow it, because remember, every time you click on a channel, your channel will disappear. It's because they're all layouts. But if you wanted to have one of them, or them all, in fact, if you wanted to have all three of these windows, you just have to right-click and save or share to cloud. Save, okay? So now it's in your cloud. Then when you exit, so when you get out, and then you'll have it in your cloud. So you can bring back your layout if you want, and then add them. File, load from cloud, and you would see them. There, right there, see, electric vehicle related. You just click on it and load it. Boom. So you can go into our channels, extract scans that you might like to look at. You can also take the scan, of course, and configure it maybe with a price range that you like. You know, maybe have different volume, add some filters, more or less customize it. Just give me a moment, please. I'm telling you guys, that fuel cell is looking better and better. The longer it holds, the longer it holds this right there, look at the 15-minute chart, the longer it keeps holding. We get some volume here, this could really, really pop it again. So be on the lookout for a nice big volume. It's not the absolute volume, but it's more, for instance, if you had a volume bar that was above all this, maybe, you know, up here. Look at this, 186 million now. Wow. I mean, this could trade the float. I mean, very rarely, you know, with a stock with 277 million in the float, very rarely will you see a stock trade its float with that many in the float. Yeah, look at this one, Watt. Haven't seen this one for a while. Watt, W-A-T-T. Look at the volume coming in. It happened here. I don't even know if I have shorts for that one, DPW. Yeah, there are no shorts available for me anyway, for DPW at Interactive Brokers. Fuel cell, guys. Fuel cell. Look at it starting to move here. Off 8. Whoa, and look at Palantir. Yes, PLTR. Look at it go. Off that kind of that base just at 20 and then boom. Now this is a big float also, 700. I mean, that was another reason probably why I didn't move very much in the first 5 weeks. Huge float. Yeah, this little one here, Oncy, ONCY. I mean, if it gets going, I mean, look left, look at the void it's got, up to 5 from 260, if it really can get going. Decent volume, 41 million in the float, so it's not a low float, but look at, yeah, CLNE is moving again. Look at CLNE, Clean Energy. It's got a great name. Yeah, Disney's getting a lot of money from its streaming services. They may have to revise their whole business model, close all the parks, and just concentrate on streaming. Yeah, I agree. Diz is media. I mean, we look at the parks, but who cares? I mean, I have no idea what percentage they get from the parks versus the movies or the media segment of their business. But I look at Disney as being a media company way more than it's sort of old school. People going to parks. I mean, people go. Don't get me wrong, but it'd be interesting to know, was it 30% before? Really that high? Surprised. But look, I mean, look at the cost. Look at the cost. I mean, to for their content, I mean, like all the media companies, like Netflix, etc. I mean, they do have to pay, and they sink, millions upon millions of dollars in creating content. But I don't know. Disney's got a library, of course, a ready-made library. Oh, I understand, but all I'm talking about, Torps, is what percentage really going forward, is Disney transforming themselves into almost it'll never be 100%. I guess they'll always have the parks, but what percentage of park revenue versus their overall revenue? Speaking of Netflix, well, on that 15-minute candle, it bounced right off that the 200-day moving average, the price of bounced right off. So it looks like it's trying to hold it. JKS, remember we were watching that one every single day for it seems like a month. The 10 o'clock, the 10 o'clock wonder. Where is Chris? That was kind of fun when that was happening. Look at the volume coming into Watt, guys. EV play, guys. Another EV play. Watt. So what I'm seeing today, we're starting to get some of these ones that we've seen. I mean, we've seen Watt many times in the past, but just has not followed with the rest of the EV plays. So we have a Watt today, or the fuel cell today. Maybe Watt continues. I mean, just look at the volume. Just have to look at the comparison. 15-minute candles all day. Biggest one of the day by far. Half the volume almost of the day right here on that 15-minute candle for Watt. I don't remember this one at all. This is an IPO back here, Leslie's Sporting Goods. All of a sudden, yeah, look at something's happening. Whoa, guys, look at AYRO. Look at the pop AYRO. Right here, off 10. Financing. We don't know what the price is though, do we? It's a direct offering priced at the market, so I'm not sure what that means. Where it's going to be. Boy, this is really moving here. Volume coming in on the 2-minute chart. Double the float now, 43 million, 21 million in the float. Over double the float has traded. All right, guys, well, we're getting basically in the last half hour, the room being open, so I do want to put the promo code in for those of you who do want to take advantage of 25% off. And in theory, it will expire tonight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, okay? Now, sometimes they do carry it over a day, but no guarantee. Was it 606? Really? 606 on their financing? I didn't see that. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'll get you your question in 1 second, Alex, or maybe a few more seconds. Okay, I'll answer your question. I just want to make sure people, if they want to take advantage, there it is. Test drivers, all in capital letters, 25%. Okay, that's the promo code to use. Don't use this one. Okay? So use the other one, test drivers, 25%, and that'll get you 25% off the first month only or the entire year. So my recommendation, if you're unsure, you don't have to take out an annual plan. You can always just try us out for a month. Even the standard plan, try us out, 118 less than 25%. If you decide that it's for you and you want to upgrade, if you do it within 30 days, we'll honor the promo code. So if you upgrade from, say, standard to premium or from a monthly to an annual, we'll honor the 25% promo code. But you can just always try us out. This is not a contract. It's just month to month. I certainly would not take out an annual plan unless you're pretty sure that that's what you want. Okay, so I'm going to answer. Alex had a question. What is the difference between competitors and price action? So competitors is, these are stocks. Now, again, sometimes it looks a little weird because you'll have some, and it's the way our provider is. But in theory, these are all stocks that are in the same sector. Okay. Now, again, don't say, yeah, but Barry, this one isn't and this one isn't. But I can't help that. That's what the theory is. When you put it on competitors. If you put it on price action, then those are stocks with potentially similar price action. And I'm just looking here why we're not getting anything filled up. Here we go. So these are stocks with perhaps similar price action. Okay? And competitors, it means the same, well, Candy, NIO, WKHS, BLBD. I mean, so these are kind of in the same sector. So that's the difference between competitor and price action. No, they don't have to be. They can be in all different sectors. It's just similar price action. Could be in many different sectors. Now you might see similar price action. You might see a lot of stocks in the same sector because the sector is moving, but that will just be a coincidence. Guys, I talked about ONCY just a little while ago. It takes out 287. Maybe tomorrow. I mean, it has a shot to get up to this $5 level. Guys, fuel cell is really getting interesting again. I mean, it's almost at the high right here, 838. Let's see if this can hold and maybe even break out. This might be a swing for me. So again, more information on my homepage. So yes, we have a subscription link on my homepage, but also some other, I think, really good information. So if you want to subscribe to our Trade of the Week, it's free. You just have to click here and you'll get the Trade of the Week. Trade of the Week this week is RIDE, R-I-D-E. It is already live. So when you get the email, it'll basically lay it out for you. It'll say, okay, this is where we consider the trade to be live. In other words, you can take the trade at this price, and they'll have a stop. So it was 27.31 for RIDE and 24.50 on the stop. That's a pretty big stop, but you know there's no resistance. So I mean it can go anywhere, and obviously part of the EV sector. Okay, Kevin, so I'm just going to answer somebody in the YouTube feed. I'm going to give you the home page. Okay, Kevin, so I just put the homepage link, and when you click on it, and you'll get a pop-up, start live discussion, something like that, Q&A, something like that. Just say, hey, I want to upgrade from a monthly to a sub to a yearly using the promo code. All right. One of the account specialists will take a look and make sure you give them the email address that you use to sign up for so they can check, so they'll know where to find your account. Okay. So just click on the link, say I want to upgrade monthly to annual using the new promo, and here's my email that I used to sign up with. Trade of the week is RIDE. Okay, I just put it in there. Trade of the week is RIDE, live at 27.31, stop 24.50. Well, guys, what to say? So it just took out that high right there. There you are. Okay, I'll continue here. So I do a daily recap, or I keep saying it, I should revise that. It's more of a trading room recap. Here are all the scans that I'm sharing. All the scans that I am sharing. Click here, and you see everything that I am sharing, okay? See something you like? Just click on it. It'll load into a new browser tab. Copy it, Control-C, copy it, and then from the toolbar, click on File, Load from Cloud. The link will be right here, and then just click on Load, and there it is, Momentum Up shared, okay? So, all the scans I'm sharing. Get rid of this. Right here. And then all of the education, click here. And if you're new to Trade Ideas, really recommend this one. 20 lessons in 20 days. Of course, you can go at your own pace, but you know, what is a top list window? What is an alert window? How to build them? All of the basic features of Trade Ideas, okay? And if you're not a subscriber, you can also take a look and then you can see, okay, these are some of the basic things that Trade Ideas has to offer. Oops. I think the question should be, am I back in? I was completely out of it, but you've heard me talk about this forever. And so this looks like something I may swing it. I mean, depends where it closes. So the other thing is, this is the AI. Just a brief description of what the AI is all about. And these are some of the alerts from the AI today. 14%, 13%, 11%. Some really, really nice alerts from the AI today. The AI, what it does, it has 50 baselines, what we call baseline strategies. At the end of every day, AI goes through its optimization routine. So that's what happened on Friday after hours. These are the strategies that made the cut out of the 50. Why? Well, they had the right profit factor and win percentage combination. Again, I always say this, I don't care which strategies make the cut. I don't care if they're coming from Holly Grail, Holly Neo, Holly 2.0. All I care about is what are the alerts. And does it matter where they're coming from? I don't think so. So if you have the AI, I would file new and AI/Holly strategy trades window. And then you can actually add that to your layout. So when you say, if you have a layout, then add it to your layout, and then save your layout, and then tomorrow when you load trade ideas, that window will show up, and just wait for the alerts to happen. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So this is my challenge. How to hold. Well, swing, yeah. A swing can mean many, many things to many people. In its shortest form, yes, holding overnight. But for a lot of people, it could be days, it could be weeks. And then this is Brokerage Plus. If you are new to trading, please practice trading first. Notice, by the way, the OEG. Remember the OEG? So it actually took me out. Oh, look at this big bottoming tail. So it took me out for a $38 loss. Close, 30, 39, but right there. Remember I put a stop in, and we got this ugly, ugly bottoming tail that took me out of the trade in the simulator. Position and consolidation percentage mean. Yeah, that's interesting. Let me see. I think I know what it's going to mean. I don't use it, but yeah, okay. So this is just this is probably like, if you click on help, okay, you're wondering what any one of our filters means or one of our alerts means, you just highlight it, click on help. Probably won't be able to. Yeah, so I'm just going to pop this in. There is the definition, okay? You're going to see exactly what it means. I like this one, Torps, as a potential swing. I do. It's the financing has been done, so that bad news in theory is out of the way now. And you look at the daily chart, look at the room it's got. But I'll probably like FCEL better. What a day. Yeah, that's a recording. What a day. What a day. Every day is what a day. But what a day. Well, especially, last couple of weeks I wasn't able to trade that much. So, the test drive is over, so I could concentrate a little bit more on trading. Not that I certainly never overtrade anyway, but certainly being able to, certainly, well, no, Todd is asking me, I'm going to short F cell. No, I'm not shorting F cell. One of the reasons it's not available as a short for me to Interactive Brokers, as an example. Yeah, I don't really know what the answer to that is. We're trying to, I know we're trying to build our YouTube channel up a little bit more, get it more front and center when people do a search, but yeah, I don't really know why. I mean, it is kind of strange that some of the gurus who charge $150 a day have way more. But maybe, you know what? It may be the old thing. If you don't charge for something, maybe people think it's not worth it. So, starting tomorrow, we are charging $150 for the room access. Per day, yeah. No, it might be though. It really might be. I mean, how good could a free room be? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about charging. I'm just kidding. Okay. True, but you don't have to be a subscriber to be in the room. So, well, guys, it is now. I better put the announcement in. I'll closing the room at 3 p.m. Well, Renee, I do appreciate that. It's a different type, I know. Good one, Tony. Yeah, I should do that. Room starts at 9 o'clock, 9 to 3 Eastern Time every day. So half an hour before the market opens, we start talking about fuel cell as an example today. But seriously, a half an hour before the market opens, I've already done about a couple hours, hour and a half of pre-market work, kind of seeing what I think might be interesting to follow. So I open the room at 9. So for half an hour, we discuss that, and then the market opens. And then I do shut down at 3. If you're wondering, well, why don't I go to 4? One of the reasons is, purely selfish. When I do shut the room down, I can maybe do a little bit of trading on my own, but I'm also not done because then I have to do all my scanning, for tomorrow. That's how my watch list is created. It's a new watch list well, there will be some carryovers, but it is in essence a new watch list every day. So I don't know, Trung. I mean, it shouldn't be very hard to come into the room. You do have to go to the home. Do you have to go? I mean, here is the link for the room, and I don't see why it's hard. Well, I mean, that is why we have the swing trading channel or tab here. Okay. So, I mean, people who are looking to discuss swing trades, they can certainly go there. Yeah, I'm glad it worked out, Eric. I mean, look, there was no guarantee it was going to do what it did, but it just looked so intriguing to me. So, I mean, it's still got a ton of room, you know. I mean, that's the whole idea. I don't know where, I have no idea where this is going, but look at the volume. I still think, yeah, you know, how much more? It may not trade the float. We need another, what, 71 million. If you click on new, Phoenix, if you click on new, and then channel bar, and then my watch list, where are you? My watch list, okay? Then you can, now, before you do that, make sure you save your layout to the cloud, all right? Everything here is a layout. So make sure you save it to the cloud. Then when you have these three windows, if these are the three you want, then right click, save or share to cloud, save them to the cloud, bring back your layout, and then you'll have them. Bring back your layout and then load them from the cloud, the three windows from the cloud, and then save again your layout. Okay, does that make sense? Now that's good as long as I don't trade the symbol list or change the symbol list in here. I haven't changed it for a while, but if I do, I'd have to, I'll have to let people know because this is a symbol list in here. That's my watch list today is maybe about 30, 35 symbols long, and these are these are the symbols that were extracted from it. Look at the SPY, yes. Well, it's not a room, it's a tab. So Dharma, here it is, swing trading. It's a tab. Okay, you're in off topic right now. Hopefully you can see the swing trading tab. I mean, I guess we can call it a room, but people will start to talk about their ideas in here. Okay? So hopefully, can you see the swing trading tab? Okay. So the idea here, I mean, this is for you guys. I say I'm not a big swing trader. I will talk about things that you could potentially swing trade, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here. This is for you guys to talk about swing trading ideas. Yeah, and I haven't updated my symbol list name Phoenix for a while, okay? But I'd certainly let anybody know. I'll let people know. I haven't done it for maybe a month now, so. But if I did, then yes, you're right. You'd have to reload. But I'm not going to change it for probably the balance of the year. One and done. Okay, yes, Commodore. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'm assuming you're in the U.S. Shouldn't be a payment at all. I don't understand why it says a payment. So you just fill in your name, first name and email, and sign up. I don't believe that there's any payment. So I'm not sure what's going on. Anybody else have a problem signing into the trading room and then asking for a payment of some sort? It shouldn't be. I mean, it's not. It is free. I was kidding before. It is free. Guys, FCEL. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'd like to think I'm going to hold it, but listen, if it just collapses, I'm not going to hold it. No, 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 you don't, no, don't worry. You're a new user, that's fine. That's why I'm here. So if you click on from the toolbar, new, from our toolbar, new, channel bar, and then here's my, it's in a channel called my Barry's watch list, okay? Now, as I say before, if you have a layout already up and running, make sure you save your layout to the cloud first, and then you can load this because it'll replace your layout. Okay, so it's right here. And then tomorrow, no, you can do, if you want, you can save these 3 windows to the cloud, bring back your layout, then bring back these 3 windows to from the cloud, save your layout again so you can incorporate this. Yeah, so you see that Todd, or Trung, sorry. Todd says he just logged in to the trading room without any trouble or payment request. You're sure well, I mean, yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Real. You too. And for those of you who don't know, who don't live in the States or, well, Canada, we know when U.S. Thanksgiving is. But if you're in Europe or, outside, the market's closed on Thursday. So no, the room will not be open. And then the room will be open half a day on Friday. So until 1 o'clock Eastern time, okay? Meanwhile, OEG on the move here. That was nasty taking me out on that bottoming tail. It is 3 o'clock already. Whew. Okay, guys. Unless there are any... Wow, look at the SPY. Nice move here for the SPY. Great looking move for the SPY. So are there any other questions? Again, I'll always stick around if there's some questions. If not, I'll just take off. Yeah, I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I don't celebrate. I take the day off, but I'm a Canadian, so. All right, everybody. I don't see any other questions, so thanks a lot for all of the help. Much appreciated. I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So hope to see you then. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.